I'm Wyatt Brewer,
I'm Sarah Lynn.
and we're the duo called the Night Owls. We're an acoustic alternative folk duo based here in Kansas City, and we started working together 4.5 years ago. Sarah actually had started working at the restaurant that I work at to pay my bills, and under urgent circumstances, she ended up temporarily for a couple weeks moving into my walk-in closet. From there, we wrote
It was a nice closet.
Yeah, I thought it was a great closet. But from there, we wrote our first few songs, and we continued to just grow and mature with that. Very early on in our being together, we ended up getting to showcase for Columbia Records at what was the Tango Said Cantina in Power and Light. From there, we got great insight on how to continue to pursue our career and engage with each other on everything. And that led over many years of off and on performances to our single release from my release Factory Made last year, but our single was We'll Be Fine. Now it's come back to me. We actually wrote that underneath the blood moon that we had a couple years ago in August. And we were out in this big oak field, and you could see the blood moon beaming down, and we had already started working on it, and we kind of brushed it all out there. And yeah, we just keep doing this, and we've got some more festivals coming up, and we're at the Folk Alliance this coming year. Talk about Nixa.
Oh man, we went down to, I'm originally from the Ozark area, and my cousin was running a coffee shop and was like, hey, come down, help us out, play a show. I was like, okay, great. That was our first time performing together.
Yeah, live anyways, in front of people.
And it was so wonderfully terrible because we weren't used to our normal setup. Like now we do it without even thinking.
Yeah.
But then it was like, wait, what do we do? And I was facing the wrong way, so my hands weren't in the right place, and I kept going away from the mic, and it was mostly family, so it was okay. But it was a really terrible experience.
and if I remember correctly, we were also sharing one mic, and considering we didn't even know our postures and how to balance, it was kind of awkward, and we were close. It's kind of like in 6th grade when you first try to dance with a girl and nothing works. It was kind of like that. There wasn't much space for Jesus between us. But we've come a lot further since then. We have such a great balance. When we first wrote our first song, Color, I had actually written the chorus to it like 3 or 4 years prior to ever meeting Sarah. And, I had tried to work, I always knew it was a duet song, and I tried a few different female singers that came in and out of my life. And none of them, it didn't feel right, and so I just shelved the project just right then and there. But when Sarah was living in my closet, I ended up pulling that song out, and it was like almost immediately she knew the right words that needed to go with it. And from there, that kind of built our strategy of how we write songs. One of us will come up with a really great idea, and we'll kind of brain puke all the thoughts out there and have way too many words and just get through the song.
No, you're the wordy one.
Yeah, I know. But then we'll pass it off to the other person. And Sarah's really good about toning down my wordiness too. She'll trim it down and cut 5 words out per sentence until everything fits nice and tidy. And also direction. The cool thing is that if I write most of the verses or most of the chorus, she'll actually switch off and do the middle 8. So we can have a completely different feeling for the middle 8 because it's written by a different person, and that's what it's there for, is being able to step away. Yeah, exactly, and to be able to step away.
But it's a process, but I don't think it would feel as natural with anybody else but Wyatt.
And same here. I've worked with a few different songwriters and things, but nothing feels as right and natural as Sarah. We're all over the dang place.
I know, like we just sit there and we'll be practicing for a gig, and he'll be like, oh, I just found this. Like, ooh, and then I'll start humming or harmonizing, be like, okay, what
or
about
whip out
this?
the keyboard and find something completely new.
It's we never, at least lately, have like sat down and like, we're going to write a song. It's when we're not trying that they just
happens.
come to you.
That's
and then
the truth.
It's like, ooh, keep that. I'm pretty sure both of our phones and voice memos
just
of just
full,
random
just
stuff.
scroll, and it's just all these little bits and pieces. And sometimes we're not even together. I'll be at home messing with some completely different project because I do my own solo music on the side, and then I'll come up with something and I'll bounce it over to her. And so she can get the voice memo right through her text message. She listens to it and ends up coming up with something, and she sends it to me. So even when we're not physically in the same state, sometimes we're across the country visiting family or friends or opening a new restaurant in my case, and we'll still be bouncing ideas and constructing new songs as we go. Ooh, what would be a dream gig for you?
Just a really big one. Just a lot of people, you know, you see.
And have them be into it too, because David,
you see crowds jumping,
you already know.
Hands, you know.
Yeah, exactly, and for them to be into it, because David, you know, having a whole bunch of people there don't mean squat if nobody's listening. If everybody's trapped in their cell phones or they're playing pool or whatever, or bowling or everything, it's not the same thing as when you have people that are tuned in and ready to listen.
Well, people that go for you.
Yeah, and so ideal gig, you know, I second Sarah on that obviously a big O Coliseum full of adoring fans and stuff, it's awesome, but you know what, I also love the small stuff like in the living room or when we played for the loft party, and everyone's just, they're there for you, and although there's only like maybe 15 to 30 people tops, they're committed. They want to listen to what you have to say, and that's a beautiful and special thing too.
That's why we do this.
And that's also why we're completely different people that work well together, because you notice all of our ideas, it's like it's like north, south on everything, but because of that we got the whole compass. Yeah.
Somehow we bring it in.
Yeah, we do. And don't kill each other.